first map of the day is going to be Naro Station. Now spawning up in the top right-hand position as the yellow Protoss from SK Telecom T1. Excuse me, that is orange. A little bit hard to tell against the all-yellow background there on the terrain. His name is Brown.
His opponent spawning as a blue Protoss on the left bottom side on Naro Station, going for the big 1-0-0. His name is Argo.
You know, thinking about Brown and how his name is Brown, it kind of makes me wish that that team color it did exist in Starcraft 2 with the normal ladder maps and custom games. I know you can enable it, but sometimes it can kind of clash with the terrain, so I can understand why they don't use it. But I do miss a lot of the cool team colors that they did have from Brood War.
Oh right, they did have Brown back in Brood War. I'm just like,
yeah, they
trying
did,
to think,
man. They did.
Like, did I actually see it from Brood War, or was it just my imagination?
You're not crazy, dude. They had some cool colors back then. But of course, we have some amazing colors in StarCraft 2 as well. And considering StarCraft 1 ran on a 256 color palette, if I recall, we have a pretty big upgrade from that in StarCraft 2.
I'm just surprised that a lot of people are able to utilize that palette back in Brood War. But look at this now. We have the much better terrain. We have the logos for each individual team.
Yeah, man, technology, it's amazing what 10 years can really do to computers. It's essentially night and day, but, you know, StarCraft 2, man, it's still StarCraft. Anyway, it looks like we have a double gas 15 opening from both players here, and that generally means they just want to get a little bit more gas earlier on. Generally leads to more tech play, and with Heart of the Swarm, you know, 4 gates, they're pretty much never seen anymore. It's kind of a dead build, essentially, at least on the pro level in PvP.
Oh, most definitely, and both players are just going to try to get the gases as much as possible, but until we see a player put down a tech building or put down a second gateway, we're not going to be sure what the players are going to go for. It seems like Argo wants to play a little more solid by sending out a scout right outside of his main base, trying to scout around. Brown doing the same thing, but going in a slightly different position, trying to see if there's any proxy gateway around his main base.
Exactly. One thing that still is seen a lot in Heart of the Swarm that existed in PvP Wings Liberty is, like you were talking about, those proxy gateways, and I feel like they've been, I guess, repurposed in a way a little bit. Not as all in and more of a pressure build.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've seen I forgot which player it was, but one of the players only made one gateway, went for the heavy pressure early in the game, and was able to take some advantage from it.
I believe Hero did that.
You know, I was thinking Hero too, but I didn't want to say it because I wasn't 100% sure.
I am like 99.999% sure.
Well, both players just trying to scout around what their opponent has. Both players did not go for the gateway, so I would like to see a Stargate getting put down pretty soon. It might even be a robo or fast expansion by both players, but look at this Argo getting a Mothership Core out. We've been seeing more of this from the Kespa players and Pro League, ESF, all the matches in PvP, where the Mothership Core is used to scout around their opponent's base. And Brown, he's going to go for the Twilight Council, but given that he's hiding it behind there, seems like he's going to go for the DT.
Now we also have 2 more gateways on the way for Argo here. Our Kespa Team A Protoss player chronoing out that Cybernetics core, so it looks like he wants to get quite aggressive here. Already putting down a proxy pylon. Brown, he does have the Mothership Core out, but it's not high on energy. There's still about 30 seconds, and look at this. We have a Stargate as well from Brown. This is very confusing. Maybe he's trying to trick out his opponent with when he scouts with Mothership Core.
Well, the problem is he's not going to have anything to defend against the 3 gateways. He might be getting you know, 1 Void Ray out, but Argo already has up to 3 gateways. He's getting out the Stalkers, and even before the DT finishes, Argo is going to go inside his opponent's main base as long as he pressures, but seems like he's going to pull out just for now.
Argo deciding not the best idea to put on the pressure here. Ironically, it would have worked so well against Brown, but you know what? This is a game of imperfect knowledge. If you don't know exactly what your opponent is up to, it can be a humongous risk to try to bust down that front ramp. And, you know, we do have the Twilight Council that's going to finish up for Argo. He's probably going to go for the blink. There it goes right now, but he doesn't have any solution for the Dark Templar. And, you know what? There's a freaking Stargate out, too, so, you know, essentially, Brown can do whatever he wants at this point.
Yeah, this is build pretty much where your opponent goes for the pressure, it's going to die to. But if your opponent just sits inside the main base, then it's going to work out perfectly for Brown. He could go anything that he wants to. And with the DT finishing up, he's going to sneak in one DT. And no detection for Argo. No Robo, no Stargate, no Observers are going to come out. No Oracle is going to come out.
Nothing, man. Argo is actually probably going to die from this. And you know what? I love that a lot of these pro players, they don't overcommit with the Dark Templar. Now, the Dark Templar heading to Argo's base. He does have that walled off here. Void Rays coming behind this from Brown. And do the Stalkers have that completely walled off there? Dark Templar starting to attack one of these Stalkers here. And Argo, he has no solution. He's starting to build a Robo. The Dark Templar going into Argo's base. This is absolutely terrible for our teammate player. That's going to be it. GG. Argo knew that there would be no way he could recover from that Dark Templar tech. So, quick game there essentially from Brown. A really funky build order, I want to say, as well.
I think I know what Boxer is thinking right now, you know, with the little bit head, you know, with the little going like, after Brown came out, the build that Argo did perfectly countered what Brown was going to do, except Argo just didn't execute it.
Exactly. That was the biggest issue there. He had the pressure. Everything was lined up. It looked like he was going to go for the pressure, but he didn't do it. It was weird. Anyway, guys.